So, um, I decided to go live again, unannounced, because I don't know, I just felt like it. Because I really liked the last one I did, which was a couple of days ago. Even though I rambled about random stuff for 50 minutes, I did like it, and I wanted to do it again. So, um, sorry. Yeah. So I wanted to go live again, and so before we get onto whatever, um, I like to talk about the pickups I have, as usual, that I got. So yesterday I went to, let me just get the movies. So I got three titles. So I ordered one in the mail, which I'll talk about first because I mentioned it in my previous stream, which was the 1950 film Caged, which I ordered. And it was part of that order I made, which was with the three Humphrey Bogart films, which were The Big Sleep, The Maltese Falcon, and Bullets or Ballots. And then also My Dream is Yours, which I did watch yesterday, and I really did enjoy. And yeah, I had a fun time with that film. So it was definitely worth the purchase, and it looked great on the Warner Archive disc. But this one I haven't seen yet, and I'm very excited. It's directed by John Cromwell, and it stars Eleanor Parker and Agnes Moorehead, who I wanted to watch the film because she was in this. And yeah, I do like Eleanor Parker. I've seen her in a couple other films, like the obscure Bogart vehicle, which is called Chain Lightning. It isn't very good, but I like her in that film, and I also recently saw her in Escape from Fort Bravo, which is an early John Sturges film. So I'm very excited to watch this, and it's a newer Warner Archive disc. So, yeah, I'm very excited to check out Caged. Okay, now I'm on to my two DVDs that I got, and yeah, so I got these yesterday. I went to my local thrift store, if you can call it that, and so they sell DVDs, and I go there every now and then. And so I found two titles there that I wanted to get. So the last time I saw one of the titles that I purchased, and so I wasn't really interested in picking it up because there was another title that was there that I wanted to pick up instead, which was She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, directed by John Ford. So I kind of put this one aside and said to myself, if I come back, if it's still there, I'll get it. So I came back, and the first time I went, which was when I got She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, that had been a couple of months. So I came back, and it was still there. So I was like, why not? It's an Warner Brothers DVD, and I like collecting Warner Brothers DVDs. So I decided to get it, and I've seen one of the films from the director, and I really do enjoy it, and I own it in my collection. So I was like, why not get it? And so I did, and it is, oh, dog or cat? That's actually hard to, oh, that's hard, because I have a dog, if you watch my videos, uh, you would know. But, you know, right now I'm gonna have to go with dog, because I do love cats though, but I like dogs, so too. So I'll go with the dog because I have one. But anyways, so the movie I got was The Wild Bunch. I haven't seen this. It's been on the watch list for quite some time now, and yeah, I'm very excited to check it out. Unfortunately, this is one of the Warner Brothers Rot titles because it did come out in, when did it come out? 2006. So it's one of the Warner Brothers Rot titles. But I did check it, and it's fine because it came separately. It's not in the Sam Peckinpah box set, so it's fine. It also has a great cast too with William Holden, Ernest Borgnine, uh, Robert Ryan, and Edmund O'Brien, and then a couple more actors. Wait. Sorry, that was my brother. He always likes to interrupt these streams. And it comes with a whole load of extras, as you can see in the back. I'm not going to list it off because there's tons of them. So, if you want to read, if it's clear. And, yeah, so this is actually a 2-disc special edition. So, there you go. And I forgot to show you the disc label for Cage, which I'll do now. So I this purchase. So basically the pickup of the day for me was this film. I've seen it before, and I love it, and I was so shocked when I saw it, and it was only for $1. So I was just like, you know, this is a title I never thought I'd find. It's a DVD. It's only snapper case, and so that is Adam's Rib, and this film doesn't have a good release history. It doesn't have a Blu-ray, and so really and it also doesn't have a good DVD. So this is really the only way you can find this film. It's very hard to because snapper cases aren't very easy to find. And this is one of the titles I've been dying for Warner Archive to make a Blu-ray of, because it's one of Hepburn and Tracy's greatest performances. It's one of George Cukor's greatest films, and this is really the film that launched Judy Holliday into stardom. The next year, she would star in Born Yesterday, which won her the Oscar for Best Actress. So I'm very confused as to why this doesn't have a Blu-ray yet from Warner Archive. You know, we've got so many other of the Katharine Hepburn, Spencer Tracy vehicles that are way less popular than this one, like Pat and Mike, which is, like, it's not one of my favorite movies ever. It's not bad, but it's, like, not good either. And then there's Without Love, which I haven't seen yet, but from what I've heard, it's not better than this. So this is one I've been dying for Warner Archive to what's the word, make a Blu-ray of and release, because, like I said, it's one of the Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy's greatest films together and greatest performances. So, as you can see, it's a snapper case, so this snaps off. And so here's just the chapters in a photo. And then you've got the disc label, which I wish they would have actually put poster art on this disc label, but they didn't, so it is what it is. I'm not complaining, and funny enough, I did buy the digital copy of this before getting this because I never thought I'd find it, and so now I'm just like, why did I spend $4.99 on a digital copy when I could have just waited and got this? I'm not complaining though, because I got it on sale, the digital copy obviously, so it's no big deal. If I spent like if I paid the full price for it, then I would have been mad, but you know, for $4.99, I'm not complaining for a digital copy. But this was for $1, so I was just like, this is a must for me to purchase, and so you know, I'm so happy that I got it, and I'm hoping Warner Archive does a Blu-ray for this. So that is all for my pickups. I got 3 films, and that is it for my pickups. I'm gonna just go put these on my shelf. If you wanna, I'll just bring my phone with me. So, and I also reorganized my shelf for the 50th time now. You know, I like to reorganize my shelf to see, like what looks good on my shelf and what doesn't, and what needs to be moved. But like right now, I think I like the place where my Criterions are, my Warner Archives. I moved my Humphrey Bogart films into the same shelf as my my Warner Archives, just for space. You know, hoping none of these fall. I'll fix that later. So, you know, I think for now my setups is not going to change, but, you know, who knows? We'll see in the future. So, yeah, so I just moved all my titles up there. So, now I'll just talk about random things, because I don't know what to do. I'm very bored. This is the thing with streams. Like, if you don't have a lot of people in your stream, like I have 0 people right now, voice crack, and you've talked about what you wanted to talk about, it's very hard to talk about other things because you're basically waiting for another person to comment. So yeah, that is what it is. Now I'm trying to look at my shelf to see what I can talk about, you know, because in my previous stream I talked about, or I showed my Warner Archives, I showed, what else did I show? I showed my Humphrey Bogart shelf, so it's just, okay, wait, let me just finish this. So it's a little, like, hard to see what else to talk about. But I do have something now, so I'm just gonna grab it off the shelf. Here it is. So I'm thinking right now. I was thinking of my next actor of the month or actress of the month, and I was so I was thinking of I wanted Kirk Douglas to be my actor of the month, but I was just like, there's a lot of his films I want to see, and chances are I'm gonna want to cram in a lot of films to watch. So it's gonna be a very busy schedule for me if I want to see a lot of Kirk Douglas films, and he is going to be my actor of the month. But now I'm just like, you know what, this actor is one I've been wanting to see more of their filmography, and so now it's just like, next month will be the month I check out more of Errol Flynn. So now this is the 4-film collection from TCM, and it has 4 films. Obviously, it has Adventures of Don Juan, The Seahawk, Captain Blood, and obviously Adventures of Robin Hood. I've seen every film in here, and they're all really good. There's no bad one. If I were to rank them all, it'd be Robin Hood, The Seahawk, Captain Blood, and then Don Juan, Adventures of Don Juan, which isn't a bad film. It's actually really good. They're all, like I said, they're all really good, and I believe they've been all released on Blu-ray. Actually, no, Captain Blood hasn't, which is just, like, really, Warner Archive, you haven't released Adam's Rib, you haven't released Captain Blood. I hope this month they announce they released Captain Blood and Adam's Rib, because I'm not the only one who's been waiting for them to be released. They've done some other more obscure Flynn titles, like recently they did The Prince and the Pauper. I haven't seen it, so I can't critique it and say, oh, it's a bad film, it shouldn't have been released on Blu-ray, and Captain Blood should have been released instead. I can't say that. But this is one of the most iconic films of the Warner Library. Or not one of the most iconic, because but it's one of the classic titles of the Warner Library. So it's just like, why haven't you released it yet? But I get it. There's tons of titles that need to be done on Blu-ray from the Warner Archive, and they do an amazing job. So I hope they do it soon. And when they do it, I know it's gonna be a great Blu-ray, because every Warner Archive Blu-ray is stellar. That, at least from what I have seen. And if you're wondering how how these 4 films are packaged, I showed it briefly on my last live stream, but it's just basically 4 films are stacked on top of each other, and yeah, let me just show you the individual DVD, what's the word? I will find it when I'm talking, or when I show you. The DVD print. So this is the one for the Seahawk. It's nice original poster art, which is something that okay, let me just put this here. This is something that Classic Warner Brothers DVDs did. They did original poster art on the DVD, which I wish they did for Adam's Rib. But as usual with most of the what is it, snapper case? Yeah, the snapper case. They don't have any DVD art on the front cover or on the DVD. Then here is the one for Adventures of Don Juan, which has been done, like the Seahawk has been done by the Warner Archive. I forgot to mention that. This one also has been done by the Warner Archive. I'm thinking of maybe getting them, but I already have them on DVD that I don't need to pay a lot of money just to get, more of the same disc, but just in high definition. But maybe I will. Then here's which one is this? This is the one for Robin Hood, which was done by the Warner Studio label. It's one of the few one of the few classic titles done on Blu-ray by the Warner Studio label, and before the Warner Archive started doing them. And then here's the one for Captain Blood, and this is great poster art. It's one of my favorite posters of all time, actually. So I think for next month I might be revisiting some of the films in here. I just watched them recently, as recent as March, so I don't need to be revisiting any of them, practically be revisiting any of them, sorry. I might revisit Robin Hood though, because it is a classic, and it is the film that is Errol's most popular film. And when you talk about Errol, you can't gloss over it. So I probably will be rewatching that. I also might be rewatching a little known film called Dive Bomber. It's also with Fred MacMurray. It's directed by Michael Curtiz. It also has a huge cast of great stars from that era. And so I might be rewatching that when I own it digitally. I know it was included in the Errol Flynn signature box set, and it also has an archive DVD, but I just never got it. So, but it is one I want to get. And there's a bunch of films of his that I haven't seen yet, like The Charge of the Light Brigade, and some other ones. Objective Burma that I haven't seen yet, Edge of Darkness. There's a lot of titles of his that I haven't seen yet and I want to see. So this next month will give me the chance to watch some of the ones I haven't seen yet, and I'm very excited for that. If he is my actor of the month, I'm hoping, because I've been wanting to dive into more Errol Flynn, and that means with that I probably will be watching more Michael Curtiz, because Flynn and Curtiz collaborated on a lot of films, and a lot of them I haven't seen, like The Charge of the Light Brigade. So I'm very excited for that. So I'm gonna put this back on my shelf, and I will think about maybe something else to talk about. I just thought about talking about this box set because I'm still trying to make progress into this box set. If you follow me on Letterboxd, you would know that I've watched a good chunk of them. I've watched 5 out of the 6 of them, and so I'll just show you these films individually. And I'll take out the booklet. I don't know where to put these. It's a nice box, but I heard that the indicator, that's not a good sign. That the indicator box is better, but I haven't upgraded to region free, so this is fine for now. And they look good from what I've seen. So this is the nice. Yet I still haven't read most of my Criterion booklets, so yeah, I know. I read a couple of them. I read the one for Clooney Brown. I read the one for All That Heaven Allows, and they're pretty good. I'm not more like the reader type of person, unfortunately. But once I get into a book, I really get into a book. But here's the book. So got a nice still from Scarlet Empress, and then you've got there. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm just going to scroll through it because there's a lot of writing, as there should be. So there's the table of contents, and there's another still. I don't know what film that is. Let me just see. It might be Dishonored. It's probably Dishonored. Might be wrong though. Then here's Morocco. Great movie. I'll talk more about each film that I've seen when I get to them. Here's the one for Dishonored. Here's one for Shanghai Express. This is probably my favorite of the ones that I've seen so far. I think this film is a masterpiece. It's one of Sternberg's many masterpieces. And then this is Blonde Venus. This is the one that she did, Marlene Dietrich and Joseph von Sternberg did with Cary Grant. And it's a great film. I really like it. And it's probably my favorite of the films that Cary Grant made at Paramount, because his earlier films, to me, they're a bit of a mess, especially Devil in the Deep, which is a film I don't like at all. Here's the one for Scarlet Empress. And then there's the final one, which is The Devil is a Woman, which is the one I have yet to see. And I'm very excited to see it. So there's just this nice photo of Marlena. And there's some writing, which I won't show you because, Here's another photo. She's with Victor McLaughlin from in Dishonored. That's the one I know is from Dishonored. I don't know what this one's from. It's probably Dishonored. This is from Blonde Venus. I know that. I don't know which film this is from, but this is a nice still. And then there's a nice photo of von Sternberg there in the director's. Or is it? It's where the camera is. I might turn on my lights right now because it's a little dark in here. There we go. Anyways, there's a nice girl from Morocco. Very famous outfit that she wears now. I believe, yeah, this is from Scarlet Empress. You know, I'm going to stop saying this is from because it's getting tiring. So, there's von Sternberg. Okay, you get the point. This is a nice booklet, so. And then the front cover, I like how it does that, so. This is a good book. I'm excited to read this. I can't say it's a good booklet or not, but it's very nice, so. Now on to the 6 titles. So the first is Morocco. Okay, so this is the one I've seen twice. I watched this for the first time for Gary Cooper month back in July last year. So it's my first watch will turn 1-year-old next month. And yeah, the first time I watched it, I thought it was okay. Like, I didn't think it was good or anything. I liked the performances from Marlene Dietrich, though, and Gary Cooper, obviously. And Adolphe Menjou is in this, and I really like him. So I thought the performances were good. There was this death scene in near the end of the film that I thought was extremely terrible. It was horribly acted, as is with most of the pre-code death scenes. But otherwise, I just thought it was kind of boring and nothing special about it. And then, like, months later, actually no, this year, I was like, you know, I might want to rewatch this. So I ended up rewatching it, not on this disc though. I found it on Internet Archive, where they have most of these Marlene Dietrich and Josef von Sternberg films. And I really loved it. Like, I really loved it, and I got more out of it on a rewatch. So, yeah, this film is, like, amazing. It's really great. I probably would consider it a masterpiece. And Marlene Dietrich was nominated for an Oscar only one time, and it was nominated for this. Now, I think she's really great in it, but I don't think she deserved an Oscar nomination. Like, if she deserved an Oscar nomination, she would probably deserve this. She gives an amazing performance in this, and she definitely deserved her Oscar nomination. I'm not saying she doesn't, but I think of all, if she only could get one Oscar nomination for her whole career, it would have to be for prosecution, and not Morocco. But this film is still great. It's not to discredit this and her performance. It's just that I would have preferred her to get either more nominations or, you know, a nomination for witness for the prosecution, because she didn't get one for that, and that's an absolute travesty. But Morocco is still a great film, and if I were to rank the von Sternberg and Dietrich collaboration so far, this would be near the top. Then I've got a little bit of a step down from Morocco, but it's still a great film. It's Dishonored. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you the interior art for Morocco. I always forget to do that. It's nice. It includes a photo of Cooper and Dietrich, and it has a basic disc label. So, but anyways, Dishonored. I'll just show you the interior so I don't forget. So it's her. I believe it's her with. Oh no, it's not her with Victor McLaglen. And then there's the boring disc label. This film is great though, and I really think Marlene is badass as Spy X-27. I wrote that in my review, actually. And Victor McLaglen's great, as he usually is. I prefer him in the John Ford films, though, because I love John Ford films, and he's an absolute delight whenever he pops up in films like The Quiet Man or She Wore a Yellow Ribbon. And his performance in The Informer is fantastic. Even though I've said before in my Letterboxd review for that film that I don't think he should have won the Oscar for that, I'm not going to get into that more Oscar stuff now, but I'm going to just talk about this. This is a great film. I think it has a great ending, too. Marlene, like I said, she's badass. So this film is great. I will rewatch this one soon because I really liked it, and yeah, it's a favorite of mine. So as is with most of the uh, von Sternberg Dietrich films. So then we've got my favorite of them all so far, Shanghai Express. This is phenomenal. This movie is just one of a kind, and you've got a great cast. You've got does it say the cast? I don't think it does. But you've got Clive Brook, obviously, who plays the male lead, and then you've got a I don't know if you'd call her young, but she's an early, not really an early performance from Anime Wong. She's fantastic here, as she usually is, and I can't wait to see more from her. And then there's Marlene Dietrich, obviously, who gives like an amazing performance as she usually does. She's just top form here, and you've also got a smaller role from Eugene Pallette, and I love it anytime he appears in any film, whether it's Robin Hood or My Man Godfrey, or I believe he appears in The Lady Eve. Yeah, he does as Charles Pike's father. So anytime he pops up, he's great, and he's in this. So I really do enjoy this. This is the best of the bunch so far. So that is Shanghai Express. Then I've got Blonde Venus, which is also terrific. It's once again I forgot to show you the interior of Shanghai Express, but it's just a bland disc label and a nice photo of Merlina. And then I'll just show you the interior of Blonde Venus once again so I don't forget. Great, still there, and a boring disc label. Yeah, this film is great. It's one of my favorite Cary Grant films. Even though he doesn't have the biggest role, Herbert Marshall's also in it. He plays Marlena's husband, and he's also great, as he usually is. I really love his performance. And yeah, so this film is great. It has a great ending, too. And yeah, I love any time an early Cary Grant pops up, or a young Cary Grant pops up, and he has a more of a bigger role than he does in his earlier films, and this is one of the first films he did because he made his debut in This Is the Night, which came out in 1932, and this came out in 1932. So this was for one of his first films. This is actually pretty great, and Marlena, like I said before, she's great too. I used to use the word "great" a lot for this film for describing it. Then I got The Scarlet Empress, which I recently watched, and this was the only one I watched on the Criterion disc, and it looks great. And it's a period piece. I'm not into period pieces, but I appreciated this a lot, and I did get a lot out of it. I thought the whole scale of the film and it was great. Sorry, I need to stop using the word "great" because I'm using it a lot. So, anyways, I need. So this film is just impressive the way it was filmed, and Sam Jaffe, is that how you pronounce his name? If you know how to pronounce his name, and you know who he is, and if you're watching, there's no one watching right now, but if you watch it later and you get here to this point, can you please tell me if I'm pronouncing his name right? Sam Jaffe. He's very creepy, as he usually is in any film he's in. So, The Scarlet Empress is great, pretty impressive for the time, and still now. And it has great production design and cinematography. So that's the ones I've watched, the 5. And there are 5 great films. So I definitely recommend these, and they're all pre-code films. So they all are very different from 1940s and 1950s films. They have a little bit of stuff that you wouldn't expect. And then I've got the one that I haven't seen in the one non-pre-code film of the bunch. It is Devil's a Woman. I haven't seen this yet, like I said, and it has Lionel Atwill and Dietrich also. So I'm very excited to check this one out. I will soon. I just have a lot of films I want to see between my actor or actress of the month or some other films off my watch list. So this is one I'll watch soon. I know it for sure. And yeah, I'm very excited to check this one out. So that is it for this box set that I just randomly pulled off my shelf to talk about. So that is the Dietrich and von Sternberg box set in Holland. And yeah, so there's another Dietrich, not a Dietrich, another von Sternberg box set. I'll put each of the film one at a time. It's a collection of 3 of his silent films. So you've got, I believe, you've got The Last Command, which Emil Jannings won the Oscar for, and then you've got Underworld, which is for like an early gangster picture, and then there's the Docks of, I think it's called the Docks of New York. And I haven't seen any of them. I'm very interested in that box set, but with Criterion, there's a lot of titles I want to get, so it's not one that's near the top of my list. So it's not one I don't think it's not one I will probably get anytime soon, but if I ever see it on sale or anything, I have somewhat of an interest in, and yeah. So that's this box set. So I've been live for 30 minutes now, and I've kept the conversation going, which is quite impressive, because usually I can't keep a conversation going for at least 10 minutes, so that's quite impressive. Now, what should I talk about? Oh, this. I did talk about this in my last live stream. Actually, you know what? I'll be talking about one specific director right now, who I talked about before. So, because I have nothing to talk about, so I'm just gonna grab random movies off my shelf, because I feel like it, and I want to talk about this specific director that I love, and I already talked about during this live stream, so yeah. Where are some of his other films? I own a lot of his movies, and that's not because I bought them just because he directed them. It's just because, I'm a huge fan of maybe the actor or whoever, the film. So the director I've already talked about in this live stream, and I have tons of his movies. It is Michael Curtiz. He's just an amazing director, so underrated. And you probably know his one movie that he made, Casablanca, the masterpiece, possibly the greatest film ever made. This is the film he's known for. He also directed White Christmas and a whole other plethora of classics, like Robin Hood, which I do have here, like I showed you before. So I won't be talking about that one as much again. He also directed 2 other films in this set, like I mentioned before. He directed Seahawk and Captain Blood, 2 other great films. So that is that set, I already showed you before. And then in terms of what else I have from him, I've got The Breaking Point, which I haven't seen yet to watch. And I'm doing this thing called my 25 movie challenge, like I mentioned in the other live stream. And so every title I haven't seen in my collection is on the wheel of names to be spun, to be watched for the challenge. It only gets spun 25 times. So once that challenge is done and it doesn't get spun, this is going to be watched right away. So I'm very excited to check this out. And then I got a film I actually have seen and I consider a masterpiece and one of the greatest noirs ever made, if you can call it a noir. Did I say it was a noir? If I didn't, it's one of the greatest noirs ever made, if you can call it that. It is Mildred Pierce. And now I know this has a 4K disc from Criterion. I just have the Blu-ray though, because I don't really care about either getting the 4K or the Blu-ray. This looks great. I haven't watched this in a while though, so when I do have my Joan Crawford Actress of the Month, which I'm planning to have soon, I think in November, this will be rewatched because this is a great film and I've been dying to rewatch it. It also has a great cast too, with Jack Carson, Zachary Scott, Eve Arden, who I absolutely love, and I'll mention her later with Jack Carson. And then Anne Blythe, who's despicable as Vida. And then you've got Bruce Bennett. So this has a great cast, and it's, like I said, it's directed by Michael Curtiz. So this is a really great film, and if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Then I've got another film I haven't seen. This is probably Michael Curtiz's most popular film that I haven't seen. It is, let me just take it out of this case. It's Yankee Doodle Dandy, and I picked up the DVD for $1 when I went to a comic shop. It was there, and this stars James Cagney, Joan Leslie, Walter Houston, great cast, and I'm probably going to watch this for 4th of July because I heard it's a very patriotic movie, so I'm very excited to check this out, and it's a 2-disc special edition, so it has great packaging too, it has loads of extras, and like I said, it's DVD, so it's not going to be in the greatest quality, but, it's not high definition, so, but still, I'm very excited to watch this, and it does have a Warner Archive disc, which I might upgrade. And then I've got my 2 Warner Archive titles. I talked about this, well, I talked about this in my last live stream, which is My Dream is Yours. I watched this last night. I really enjoyed it. Doris Day is cute as ever, and Jack Carson is really funny. I love Jack Carson, and yeah, it also has a great cast too, or supporting cast. Sorry, you've got Eve Arden, who I mentioned before, along with Jack Carson, and then you've got Adolphe Maju, who I also love. So this is a really nice film. It looks amazing on the Warner Archive disc, and it's shot in color, so it looks amazing, and it pops right off the screen. It looks like a new movie. And there's this one scene in the film that I absolutely adore. It is the scene in which Jack Carson and Doris Day and Bugs Bunny have a musical number, and it's just really cute and really fun. And so that is the one scene in the film that I just adore. So yeah, I forgot to show you disc labels for the other ones, but it really doesn't matter. I showed you this before, but I'll show it again. Or in the previous live stream, sorry. I just need to flip it over because it's not. There we go. And then the last one is a film I talked about in my previous live stream once again. It is The Mystery of the Wax Museum. I believe it includes. I looked through it on my PS4, and once again, it's amazing. Warner Archive has done a great job. I mean, this is a restoration from the UCLA and the Film Foundation and the George Lucas Family Foundation. So I also have to congratulate them too, because they did a great job on this. And yeah, so I've seen the two Technicolor pre-code horror movies that Michael Curtiz directed, this and Dr. X. I've been wanting to get Dr. X for a long time. It's never the right price. It's never on sale on Amazon, so I just never get it. I do want to, though, and it's a film I do really enjoy. I actually enjoy it more than this. I find this film is good, but there's a lot of elements of it I don't like the reporter story, which is with Glenda Farrell and Frank McHugh, and yeah, it feels unnecessary to me, but anyways. Oh. Sorry, but I'll put these back now. I'm just talking about random things because I have nothing else to talk about. So I just find things to talk about that are on my shelf. This is oh my God. Sorry that this is taking a very long time. You know what? I'll bring the camera with me. Or the phone, sorry. I think I've been saying camera for the whole stream. Anyways, I'll be putting these movies back. I'll put Yankee Doodle Dandy Go here. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, that's my brother. He's very weird. Oh, this. Maybe I'll talk about this. Yeah, maybe, yeah, actually, you know what? I'll grab my whole Kino. I'll show you every Kino Lorber title I have. I'll just write in the description, list of topics discussed, and it will be like 5 whole lines of titles or not titles, sorry, topics that I've talked about, because I have nothing to talk about there. I've been wanting to do a stream where it's that's my brother for you. Yeah, I've always wanted to do a live stream devoted to one topic, but I just haven't done that. So I'm kind of just waiting for that. I want to do one on Humphrey Bogart because I've been I've been watching more and more of his movies, and I just want to talk about some of my favorite titles of his. I'm not going to do it in this live stream, obviously, because I just don't feel like doing it, and I want to devote another whole live stream to Humphrey Bogart, just Humphrey Bogart. So that one I'll do later. I won't do it, here. But let's just talk about the Kino Lorber titles I have, and I'll just talk about them if I've seen them. So I'll start. Ooh, that was a weird accent I made, if it's an accent. I'll start in alphabetical order. So I have the 4K UHD of the masterpiece, The Apartment. I have the slipcover. I don't want to tell people this, but I don't, usually put the slipcovers on my movies because I just like them to all look the same, and I really don't care about slipcovers. A lot of people are like, "Oh my god, I've got to get the first run to get the slipcover." I'm just like, really, like, you don't need the slipcover. It's not an important part of the film. It's not like you're getting an extra. It's not like you're getting an extra disc that has a whole bunch of special features. So it's not a big deal to me, the slipcover, whether it has it or not. But anyways, The Apartment's great, and I haven't checked out the 4K yet, so I can't tell you how good it looks. But this film's great, and I think it's one of Billy Wilder's best films, and that's saying something because he made a lot of masterpieces. And it has a pretty nice extras package for a Kino Blu-ray. So it comes with 2 audio commentaries, one from Joseph McBride and the other from Bruce Block. And then it has the documentary on The Apartment, which is called Inside the Apartment. Then it has a documentary on Jack Lemmon called Magic Times, The Art of Jack Lemmon. And then obviously it comes with the theatrical trailer. So that's a pretty good amount of extras for this film. I do think it deserves more extras, and I know that the Arrow Blu-ray has tons of extras. So if you want everything, you're gonna have to get this and the Arrow Blu-ray. I'm fine with this right now. I don't really care about extras. All I care about is the film itself. So that's fine. Then I have the film I haven't seen, but I've been dying to watch. It is the film The Big Country, directed by William Wyler. It stars Gregory Peck, Charlton Heston, Gene Simmons, Burl Ives, who actually won an Oscar for this film, and who else is in it? Carol Baker. And, yeah. My brother. Jeez. Yeah, this film I'm excited to watch. It's a little long, running nearly at 3 hours, so I'm gonna have to plan it out. And, it just comes with a Blu-ray. I didn't show you, the inside, but you can imagine it comes with a Blu-ray and a 4K. And then it also comes with reversible art, and I changed the art because I prefer the poster art instead. But anyways, here's the nice Kino Blu-ray. And if you want to see what the other art was, it's this. I don't think it's bad, but I'm just like, I prefer the poster art instead. And I've always adored the poster art, so. Oh my god, my brother is so weird. He likes to moan on whatever. He's trying to ruin my live stream, but he's also embarrassing himself in the process. So he can keep doing it, but I have this on recording, and I can save it, and I can embarrass him in front of his friends. So the other one's an underrated film not directed by Alan Ladd. I'm sorry, starring Alan Ladd. And it also has the screen debut of Helen Walker. And, yeah, I think this is a really underrated and a fun time. I had a fun time with it. I wasn't actually expecting much from it, but I got so much more. And that is Lucky Jordan. And I really do enjoy this film. It's directed by Frank Tuttle. And, yeah, this film is really fun. It's not perfect, but it is a fun time. And, yeah. And I wish more people would discover it because it balances drama and comedy in a way that I haven't seen. So this is a really fun time. In terms of special features, which I forgot to mention for this, so I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to this Big Country Blu-ray, sorry, and I'll name you the extras because, I need to do that. So for this Big Country Blu-ray, there is an audio commentary from Sir Christopher Frayling, and then there's a documentary on William Wyler, and then there's there's outtakes with Gregory Peck. Oh no, there's the William Wyler documentary outtake, Charlton Heston and Billy Wilder, and then there's interviews with Cecilia Peck, Carrie Peck, and Tony Peck, who I'm guessing are the children of Gregory Peck. I could be wrong about that though. And then there's an interview with Fraser C. Heston. Now I know that's someone who's related to Charlton Heston, but I don't know in what way. And then there's an interview with Catherine Wyler, who is also related to William Wyler in some sort of way. And then there's a Fun in the Country feature. And then there's a Larry Cohen on Chuck Connors, and then there's 2 animated image galleries and an original theatrical trailer and a TV spot. So for a Kino Lorber Blu-ray, there's a stacked extras package, and if you want to read, you can. It's very nice. For Lucky Jordan, there's actually not much. There's a commentary, which is I have listened to. It's pretty good, and then there's a theatrical trailer, and actually, it's actually a theatrical trailer gallery because it does come with a whole bunch of trailers. It doesn't just come with the trailer for this film. It comes with the trailers for OSS, Calcutta, and China, and there's a whole bunch of other films, film trailers like Murder He Says, and they're all related to the cast members and whatnot. So I think it's actually quite nice that they included a whole bunch of trailers instead of just the one trailer. And so, yeah, in terms of extras, there isn't much, but I'm glad that it's got a Blu-ray release because this is a really underrated film, and I probably wouldn't have discovered it otherwise. Then I've got a film I watched this month for Doris Day month, and yeah, this movie isn't very good, actually. It's Midnight Lace. It's quite a mess, actually. It's just, oh my god, I can't even tell you. Like, it's, oh my god, it's kind of Hitchcockian. It's, wait a minute. See? Oh, there's nobody there. Wow. You know, he likes to ruin my streams. This is not the way I would have liked to have this stream, the way it should have gone, but you know, anyways. Okay, so this film is just led by over dramatic Doris Day. Specifically, the scene in the elevator is just so irritating. She's just like, and I'm just like, oh my god. You know, it's just John Gavin. He's just trying to save her, and she's going all insane. And there's also a pretty predictable plot twist in the end. I'm just like, yeah, I saw that coming. I'm like not really shocked by that. Yeah. So it's not bad. It's actually. It's really entertaining actually, but it's nowhere near a great movie. But Myrna Loy's in it, and she's amazing as she usually is, and she is the standout of this very messy movie. So yeah, this movie isn't bad. I'm glad I actually own it because you know, if I ever want to rewatch this, I will, and it looks good on the Kino Blu-ray. But otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. I just pass on this. But there's an audio commentary from Kat Ellinger and just the theatrical trailer. I haven't checked out the extras yet. I will though, very very soon. And yeah, so this is it's a nice release from Kino, but the film itself is nothing I can recommend. Okay, then I have 2 films I haven't seen. So I've got Mirage, which also stars Gregory Peck and also has Diane Baker, and then I have Rawhide. So I haven't seen either of these. So I have nothing else to say. This I heard was Hitchcockian, so I'm very excited to watch this. And then also has Walter Matthau, so I'm very excited to watch this, like I said. And then there's an audio commentary from film historians Hal Rasberger, Steve Mitchell, and Nathaniel Thompson. And then there's an interview with Diane Baker, which I think is very nice that they included. And then there's an animated image gallery, and then there's a theatrical trailer. Judging by the other extras, when I talk about they have a theatrical trailer, they probably have a theatrical trailer gallery because I think they probably include trailers from other films around the time or that have the stars or director of the film. So with this, yeah, whatever. It's also directed by Edward Dmytryk, and I love him as a director, so I'm very excited to check this one out. Rawhide, I have never heard of. I never heard of before purchasing this. I was just really interested because it's directed by Henry Hathaway, and it's a Fox title, and it has Tyrone Power and Susan Hayward, and uh, and with Fox titles, it's very. Um, I'm going to expose him. Like I swear, I'm going to expose him. In any way. Um, yeah, this film is with Fox titles, with Fox titles, because Disney owns them all now. And it's just like whenever I get the chance to get a Kino Blu-ray or whatever, I will get it because you never know when this will see the light of day again. Because Disney, with them, they don't put anything out. So yeah, and now there's a featurette on Susan Hayward, which I'm very interested in because I love her as an actress. And then there's Shoot It in the Lone Pine, which is a featurette. And then there's restoration comparisons, and then there's a bunch of trailers. So yeah, so I'm guessing by this is a good release. Oh, I forgot to talk about the Lucky Jordan. Sorry, I'm now gonna have to go back with my Kino Lore titles. This has a slipcover, not a slipcover, reversible cover. Did I say slipcover for the Big Country? If I did, that's embarrassing. But yeah, there's slipcover. Not a slipcover. Oh my god. It's a reversible cover, and I don't like the art for the reversible cover, so I just kept the original. It's not bad, but it's just, I say bad. It's bad. But it's nothing I would like to have on the front cover. But yeah, there's no other reversible cover art for the others though. So if you're wondering, so Kino does a great job with their discs. The last two I think are masterpieces, so I'll be raving about these ones. Which one should I start with? This one. There's Always Tomorrow, directed by Douglas Sirk. This is an underrated melodrama masterpiece starring Barbara Stanwyck, Fred MacMurray, and Joan Bennett. Yeah, this film was just amazing, and it really impressed me. It was the only amazing film during the Barbara Stanwyck month. That month was terrible, actually. There was no good movie. Actually, no. I'm lying when I say there was no good movies. There was actually a bunch of good movies. But the amount of movies I gave a 5 on 10 was actually quite shocking. I gave 3 movies, 3 out of the 9 first-time watches of Barbara Stanwyck month, I gave it 5 on 10 because I didn't enjoy them. But luckily this one was amazing, as it should be, or as I was expecting it to be, sorry. And Douglas Sirk did it, and it's one of my favorite films of his. It's in black and white, as you wouldn't expect from him, because he was known for shooting Technicolor films. In terms of special features, there's an audio commentary from Sam Deegan and theatrical trailer. So there isn't much in terms of special features. I haven't checked out the Kino disc yet because I watched it wherever I watched it. So yeah, this is a great film, and if you're willing to check out some more melodramas, or if you're wanting to check out Douglas Sirk, either start with this one or maybe All That Heaven Allows. Written on the Wind is too much, I think, for a first time Douglas Sirk film. It was like the second one or like the third I watched. So okay, so the last one I'm going to talk about before I end the stream is Touch of Evil. I have the slipcover for this, but I just put it away. Don't worry, it's not in like some bin, or it's not creased up or anything. This comes with 3 discs because there's 3 cuts of the film. There's the preview cut, the reconstructed cut, which I think is the best cut of the film, and then there's the theatrical cut, which is probably the worst cut of the film because it has the least amount of anything. So, but this, I haven't checked this out yet because I watched it a couple of times wherever I could find it. So I'm very excited to have it in my collection. And yeah, so this is a wonderful film. It comes with so many extras. So there's the 3 versions of the film, obviously, which I just said. So there's 5 commentaries. There's one with Charlton Heston and Janet Leigh, and then there's 2 newly recorded ones with Tim Lucas and Imogen Sarah Smith. So that should be fun to check out. And then there's Bringing Evil to Life, which is a documentary featuring interviews with Charlton Heston, Janet Leigh, and crew members and film historians. And then there's Evil Lost and Found, which is a behind-the-scene look at the reconstruction of Touch of Evil and the 3 versions of the film. So there's some stacked extras on this, and I'm really excited to check this out. And I will be on the next stream, or whenever I watch this and I do a stream, I will for sure be recommending this if it's good. So that is all I think for today and my stream. I hope you enjoyed it if you have watched it all the way through. So this is my Kingdom Warriors collection, and I will be putting these back on the shelf. So I'll be doing that now, and then oh, my hair's a mess. Sorry. Anyways, when I put these back, I will be ending the stream. So I hope you all have a great day, a good night, and I'll see you next time. So, oh, you're just seeing the background. I hope that's not the last thing I say. Anyways, I will be seeing you next time. And now I'll be ending the stream. So, bye.